Good evening, viewers. Good evening, friends. I'm back with my first video. Today's topic I've chosen as, why should a person become a teacher? There are many vocations which a person can take over or take up once they do their graduation or post-graduation. But teaching in India is still not considered a very viable option as career. Why? Because probably people think there's not too much of money into it and it's not going to be very good in the long run, but it's a myth. Teaching is one of the best professions that one can take up in their lives. And it's not just you are touching so many lives, but it also gives you a sense of satisfaction and productivity, because ultimately the children whom you are teaching, they become successful people later on, and that's something which a teacher should be proud of. So without taking too much of time, my first question to all those budding teachers would be, why do you want to take up teaching as a profession? Some people say it's my passion. I've seen my teacher, so I adore a particular teacher of mine, and so I want to get into her or his footsteps and pursue teaching as a career. But somewhere deep down, I feel they're not convinced with their own decision. So anyone who's willing to take up teaching as a profession should have one thing absolutely clear in mind, that if you are planning to be a teacher, then give your 100% to it. It should not be that you're just doing it as a pastime or maybe to earn a few quick bucks as pocket money. No. Money, yes, it is essential. Undoubtedly, you're not working as a kind of a social service. That is important. But the most important thing is your attitude towards your profession. So if you want to be a teacher, you should be absolutely positive, absolutely certain that it's teaching which you want to do, because you're going to touch raw lives and you're going to mold them for future. Now coming to this positive attitude, what does it entail and what does it give you ultimately? Why should we have a positive attitude? Firstly, whatever we are doing, it should be for our own happiness, not for anybody else. The profession that I choose is for my own mental health and happiness. I should be satisfied with what I am doing. So if I choose teaching as my profession, I should be happy that I'm doing it and I should give my 100% to it. Now you need to be motivated. You need a lot of motivation, because ultimately it's you who has to motivate so many other minds. So if you are motivated towards your ultimate goal, then half the battle is already won. Thirdly, which is again a very important thing, is that when you are looking for a positive attitude, or when you acquire a positive attitude, suddenly you feel a lot of curiosity towards how to become more efficient as a teacher. So if you are curious, then only will you work towards your goal. Curiosity will breed more actions and more innovations from you. So you need to have a very curious mind, and you have to continuously keep thinking. Creativity plays a big role in this particular setup. So be curious, be creative, and you become a very good and effective teacher. Today, teachers are not called teachers. There's a new term which has been given to them, which is facilitators. So you facilitate. You're not teaching. It's not rote teaching and learning which is going on in the modern context. It's you are a facilitator. You help the children to learn what you are ultimately trying to teach. So it has to be a two-way process. You give them the clues and they come out with their own decisions. Of course, the basic points will not change. If H2O is H2O, it will stay. But how you convey it to them is really very, very important. So you have to have constructive thinking as well. Like I remember somebody telling me that they did not like history or geography because the teachers did not make their lectures very interesting. Now, what was lacking? My geography teacher, if I talk about her, she was so good that whatever she's taught me in class 7, I still remember. So it's the methodology, it's the way a teacher teaches something in class that it stays in your mind, and that is what real education is. It should not be learning of facts or mugging up of facts and then just putting it out on paper and getting 100 marks. No, it has to be carried on for the entire life. It's not something to be forgotten. It's not something to be unlearned. So a teacher has to be very constructive in her approach, and she has to make an earnest effort to see that her teachings are forever. We say that we have to unlearn to learn new things. Unlearn doesn't mean that you forget. Unlearning is for the time being, you put it aside and learn something new. We don't learn to forget. It has to be remembered. Otherwise, education will not meet its end. This kind of attitude, if you have, it is going to have increased productivity in the sense that your children will benefit a lot from your lectures. Like for example, a lot of teachers today, they just come up with bare facts. They do not explain the context. Like for example, in class 1 or 2, when the fractions are taught, I have seen teachers just telling the children, a fraction is a part of a whole. Now children mug up. A fraction is a part of whole. Now what is a part and what is a whole, they do not know. So if a teacher takes a little extra effort and takes, say, for example, an orange or an apple to the class, she cuts it into 4 pieces and then she says, this apple was a whole. Now I have cut it into 4 parts. This one part is 1/4. It's one part of 4 parts which I have cut. So the child will understand what exactly is a fraction. What part is it of a whole? So this way you are going to increase productivity in class, and then you see that you will be a very, very successful teacher. So keep your positive attitude. Be internally happy with what you are doing. Be curious. Look towards success. Be constructive, and see to it that your children, whatever they learn, they remember for life. So that's all for today. See you soon in my next episode, which is again going to be a little inspiring for teachers. So bye-bye till then. Have a good day.